Hey, shalom, shalom, Israel. Tonight is Yom Kippurim, or the 10th day of the seventh month, and pretty special evening. And I wanted to share something I've been meditating on from the book of Ezra, and just a little backdrop. Ezra was a priest, but he was also a scribe. It tells us in Ezra 7, verse 6, that he was skilled in the Torah. And obviously, if you're a scribe right now at the scripture, you're going to start to understand the Torah quite well over a period of time. But Ezra was really kind of like a Moses type figure after the children of Israel, specifically the children of Yehuda, had went into Babylonian captivity. And that time was coming to an end, where the exiles, a small remnant of them, were going to return to the land and start restoring the nation there. And so Ezra was instrumental in bringing the people back and restoring Israel. And so the reason why this is so critical for our time is, as many of us that are in the world and kind of coming out of the Babylonian system, Ezra has a lot of insight of what our mindset should be and our actions should be as we are returning to Yah and his ways. So I want to focus on verse, this is Ezra 7, verse 10. It is written, and Ezra had prepared his heart to seek the Torah of Yahuwah and to do it and to teach laws and right ruling in Israel. And so he was seeking the Torah of Yahuwah, uh, to do it and to teach it. He was seeking it, doing it, and teaching it. And that progression right there, I think, is so important for our age that we're living in right now. And the Torah, for many of you, you should know this is kind of commonly translated as law, but Torah is basically the instructions for life. This is in our instruction manual of how we ought to um, behave, how we love Yah and we love others. The whole entire scripture can be summed up in a single word: love. But how do we do that? How do we love Yah? How do we love others? Well, the Torah gives clarity and instruction on exactly how we love Yah and how we love others. And it tells us in Rehad Shah in John chapter 14, verse 15, Yahusha says, if you love me, guard my commands or commandments. And so this is really, really important. But it's more than just seeking. And this word seek can also mean studying the Torah. There's more than just setting his heart to seek and study the Torah, but he actually does it. He actually puts it into practice. And so there's a progression here. Once we seek and we know what to do, we need to actually do it. That's why the scripture tells us to bind the Torah on our hand. It means may the work of our hands actually fulfill what's written in the Torah. And then this cycle is complete when we teach it, because it goes a step further of bearing fruit. We're supposed to be fruitful and multiply. And so once that blessing has come upon us, when we're doing the Torah and the blessing is upon us, when we go and teach other people to do the same thing, we're being fruitful. And so teaching continues that cycle of drawing people back to Yah's ways, the original intent of the Creator. And this is really, really important. Also, I wanted to point something out. Let me go to the book of Matthew real quick. In the book of Matthew, chapter 5, when Messiah is really starting off his ministry, he just lays out some key things. I want to focus on verse 19 of Matthew 5, but just give a little bit of context. Starting in verse 17, it is written, "You do not think I came to destroy the Torah or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to complete. For truly I say to you, till heaven or the heaven and the earth pass away, one yod nor or one tittle shall by no means pass from the Torah till all be done. Whoever then breaks one of the least of these commands and teaches men so shall be called least in the reign or the kingdom of the heavens. But whosoever does and teaches them shall be called great in the reign or the kingdom of the heavens. And take note here that in context, when it talks about in verse 19, the second part here, whoever does and teaches them, the them is referring to is actually the commands at the beginning of this verse, but it's also referring to the Torah and the prophets. But whosoever does and teaches them, the Torah and the prophets, the commands, he shall be called great in the reign of the heavens. This is exactly what the book of Ezra is kind of talking about. So as we prepare for Yom Kippurim, as we're examining ourselves, as we're consecrating ourselves, and as we want to be empowered to walk in the Ruach and to walk in his ways by the Ruach, it's really important that we remember to seek Yah and his Torah with all our heart, to also to do it. Pray for the Ruach to empower us in every area that we're having issues to actually walk out the instructions. And finally, that we would teach these things, starting with our family, our children, and those in our sphere of influence, that we would produce fruit not only in our family but in those around us. So I pray that you and your family this Yom Kippurim would just be blessed as you enter into this most set apart day, and you would enjoy, rejoice in this Sabbath, as Isaiah 58 says, that we call Yah's Sabbath a delight and desire the things that he desires. May your family be blessed on this special appointed time. Shalom.